Do you remember coloring on the sidewalk as a child, an American favorite pastime that could land you in jail? If you color in front of a bank or a politician's house, well, San Diego activist Jeff Olson, age 40, is facing up to 13 years in jail and $13,000 in fines for scribbling anti-bank chalk messages in front of 3 San Diego Bank of America branches. Well, he isn't the only activist arrested for writing in chalk on the sidewalk. Just yesterday, a Harrisburg, Pennsylvania man was arrested for chalking the words, "Corbett has health care, we should too," on the sidewalk in front of the Pennsylvania Governor Tom Corbett's mansion. The kicker, his charge was an action that served no legitimate purpose. Well, how many of us have violated that law today? Around the country, other cities have seen a crackdown on chalkers, from Austin, Texas to Minneapolis, Minnesota. So is chalking a way to exercise free speech, or is it vandalism? With me to discuss this, I'm joined now by artist Alex Schaefer from the LA studio. Hi there, Alex. So what do you think? Is chalking a part of free speech, or is it vandalism?
It is not vandalism. This Olson case, I think, is it's good in that it's going to get people upset again. And if you're following the trial, there's just unprecedented moves by the judge. A gag order, and the lawyer can't bring up free speech during the trial. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Well, Alex, even if it does amount to vandalism, up to 13 years in jail for chalk on a sidewalk. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, it just exemplifies this kind of two-tier justice system that we're living under. You know, if you're a big, too big to fail bank, you get one of these signed right here, Eric Holder, get your get out of jail free card. But if you're just an average Joe and you're pointing out the problem, then you're going to get the book thrown at you. And I think Americans are finally realizing how insane this is.
Well, I really like your prop there, that Monopoly card.
You like my prop there? That's...
Okay, so I want to take you back to Olson's case. I understand that in a recent twist of events, the judge in his case issued a gag order saying that he can't even talk about the legal proceedings against him to the media in his own case. What do you say of that?
Again, insane. This story, I've actually called and talked to the city attorney, or at least one of their, in their office, whoever answers the phone. And I think that they did not realize the blowback that this was going to have, and how quickly it was going to get out there. I feel sorry for Jeff Olson, but I'm glad that that this issue is being discussed. It's on Reddit, you know.
Well, as I understand it, San Diego is not the only city issuing punishment for chalking on a street. Would you call these chalk-related arrests? Is there a trend happening?
Well, I hope so. I mean, if you look at the timeline of protest, you know, 2011, 2012 was pretty good. And it feels like we've kind of fallen asleep again, or at least it's dropped off the media's radar, or maybe everyone's just too scrambled with student loan payments and mortgage payments to actually be upset, you know, which is a good strategy. But I hope that this will cause more. I mean, when I first did it a year ago, I just thought it was a perfect form of protest, and Jeff Olson did exactly what I did, and but the city never pressed charges on me, rightly so. But I hope we see more.
Well, if this trend of arrests for chalking continues, you know, could we see a 5-year-old neighbor girl being arrested for chalking the sidewalk if this keeps up?
Well, again, it points out the selective enforcement and the arbitrary nature of who's going to get arrested for chalking, you know. I just think they're going to have an impossible time trying to get a sympathetic jury to get a conviction on this. I hope it just boomerangs in the city attorney's face. I hope it boomerangs in Bank of America's face, and just becomes another PR nightmare for them, you know. Well, move your money. If you're not out of Bank of America by now, then, you know, I don't know.
Alex, I really appreciate you weighing in. We have to leave it there. That was artist Alex Schaefer.